evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another fabulous show. What's up, Corey?
What's going on, my man?
Hey, man, we living, and we got a powerful show tonight.
Yes,
and
sir.
Jay the Great in the house, too. What's up, Jay?
Hey, how y'all doing?
Man, we living. We chilling. We doing our thing tonight. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that's joining, get ready for some fire tonight. We talking all Swac'n all the time tonight, right? So, you know, y'all know what it was. Y'all was at the game this weekend. You know what I'm saying? We just gonna get right on into it, though. All right. First off, thank y'all for joining. Second of all, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to this podcast. Also, make sure you follow us on all our social media handles at X, Facebook, and Instagram, assuming that Instagram and Facebook works like it didn't earlier today. But that's another story for another day. And also, make sure that you subscribe to us at Apple Podcasts and Spotify. All right? So, real quickly, for all of our guests, thank y'all. We're going to get into our housekeeping real quick. Y'all know what it is. It's the face of what's going on at HBCUs right now. It's the Retool Your School by Home Depot. We trying to cut a deficit. Who knows if we can make up the deficit, but all we can do is try, right?
Go and vote, Bulldogs.
That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. All right, now, we talking about the Event Center record set this weekend. A record 51-27 showed up for the women's game. And then 63-89 showed up for the men's game. Now, before I let y'all talk about what happened, let's talk about how we put the whooping on Alabama State women, 58-47. Further put the nail in their coffin. Their season is pretty much done. And then also our men with a huge victory to stay in the chase to be able to make it to the SWAC tournament with a 58-53 win. Now, Corey, Jen, y'all were at the game. Talk about it.
Well, just talking about the game in general, outside of, the crowd, record attendance. But the girls, they started out slow and like a day's go, but, they picked it up that fourth quarter and really came to play. I've never seen a Bama State women's team, this bad. So, but I'm proud of our girls, dug in and got the victory. Which put them, roughly fifth in the conference, and they have a good weekend this weekend. They can move up even higher. Guys, hey, it takes a total team effort because we're down, leading scores, but everybody chipped in, played tough basketball to get a victory over Bama State and get us tied for that eighth. I think 6-8 is tied up. So hey. The atmosphere was unreal. Hey, it was unreal. And if you was in the house, it was one to be just proud to be a Bulldog. The students, the fans, the MC, the DJ. I'll let Jen go into detail about everything else. But hey, it was a great day to be a Bulldog.
Okay, so man, first of all, that was by far the best game I have ever been to. That was the best basketball game I've ever been to. Men and women. Like it was great. It was record breaking. It was the first time that State got a chance to play in a new event center. And it was bananas. We could start with, first of all, let's start with game day operations. I have to give a kudos to our athletics department. They really put on a show. I mean, just from even with the starting lineups, if y'all got a chance to see the videos and they've been posted on Twitter, the starting lineups, they had pyrotechnics, they had the cheerleaders going, it was just, the energy was insane. So even just starting off, energy was great. The game day, the DJ just keeping the crowd engaged. Now, y'all know I'm old. Auntie old now. Auntie is old. But the songs that I did know, I was like, okay, I know that. When they play Young Dog Preach, I knew a few lines. I was excited about that. But yeah, like yes, we really wanted to smoke, and just the energy from the dog pound, the students, like. I got to give Alabama State credit. The students that they did bring, they brought a lot of energy. But our students are second to none. I mean, they were up. They gave energy. They did their chants. They just was on the ball. So shout out to the student body. But yeah, it was amazing. Had a ball.
And that's what's up. And so, y'all know what it is now. We got across the bottom of the screen. We got the schedules. So Grambling brings their show, and their men clinched the regular season championship. They come in on Thursday. Also, the women who are sitting in nice shape for the women in their standings, they come on up. And then also Southern will be in the house on Saturday to close out the regular season. So no rest for the weary. Gotta get it done as we complete things. Now, I'll get into the standings here in a minute, but first I want to bring in both of our guests tonight. Bring in my boy, Mr. GSPN.
What's going on? What's going on?
Hey, he
is my friend.
Yeah. And then my boy Doc Holiday. What up, man?
What up, man? Look, it's dark out here. I'm on my lunch break, so I'm at work. So I'm doing my little time for y'all because y'all invited me. So there you go. G, what's happening, man?
What's up, dog?
Man, hey, we need to get that get back, bro.
Nah,
we didn't get that get back. We'll see y'all in the conference tournament.
So Bulldogs that's watching, just so y'all know, G is an Alcornite, Doc is a Jackson State Tiger, and just like we had a smoke for State, they had a smoke for each other. So,
oh no, but me and G, we cool. It's a friendly rivalry.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Always. Always.
G like my little brother. That's how we treat Alcorn, like they are little brothers. But
there you go, starting me.
Hey, but it ain't. Look, y'all been on Twitter, man. It ain't nothing like how we be giving it to FAMU. So they want to act like we are rival, but we have to, we got to kind of shut that down. They know what it is.
Y'all been beefing for 40 days and 40 nights over there.
For real.
It's gonna continue
until October the 19th comes. We gonna continue beefing.
Oh man. Well, hey, let me pull this up real quick, man. So y'all, these the women's standings right now. So the women of Jackson State, they sitting real pretty right now, looking to complete the regular season undefeated through the schedule. It's 16-0 right now, and you see that Bethune-Cookman and Alcorn ladies are in a tight horse race to try to get that 8th and final spot for a date to play Jackson State in the first round.
What a prize. Okay.
Yeah, we look, Coach Reed, she I think she was upset from last season because we lost to Southern in the I think in the semifinals, and like she want the smoke, and she been on a mission the whole season where it don't matter who's in front of us, they want the smoke and everybody getting it.
Hey, I got to give it up to Coach Reed at Jackson State. I was looking at her 5-year record and conference losses. She only lost probably averaging 1 or 2 a season in the last 2 regular seasons undefeated. Man, without somebody getting, Pine Bluff got hot last year and Southern got hot in the tournament. But unless one of those teams get hot and Jackson State have an off game in this tournament, this is Jackson State tournament to lose. But I got to give it to Coach Reed because she should, if nobody is looking to give her a shot, she should be given a shot. If that's what her goal is, to want to try to move up, somebody ought to be giving her a shot because that record is outstanding over the 5-year term.
Hey, we gonna keep her in Jacktown, man.
If I was Jackson, I'll open up the pocketbook. I'll open up the
Like
pocketbook.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I'd be like, hey, Ashley, hey man, you gotta open the money up. You gotta get the money up. But I believe in a sense, I think she gonna stay in Jackson because she got a good support system for her son. She loves being in Jackson. Of course, she is from Jackson with Demurra High School, so you get that Demurra connection. Her, Coach Mo, AD Robinson. So it's a good thing. Like she's where she at. And then looking at it, just from the standpoint in the last 5 years, in the 5 years she's been there, she's overall conference record, she's 81-4.
Whew.
I just gotta say, of course, it's she's in our division or whatever, but Coach Reed is good for HBCU basketball.
Yeah.
Like she is an ambassador, and I just I know it's Jackson State, but you got to give them flowers. Like she is the real deal. I got a chance to see her when they made it to the big dance. It was a couple years ago when they played LSU.
Yeah.
And for those, there's a lot of people in the comments that were at that game as well. And it was just a lot of SWAC representation that, to support. Because at the end of the day, we really all we got. But she had Kim up the most. Kim,
She did.
Kim was sick. Sick. So
she was squirming, boy. She was squirming for real.
She didn't know what to do. Like
she didn't know what to do. She didn't have an answer.
She did not have an answer. We kind of it felt like towards the 6-minute mark of the game in the fourth quarter, we kind of ran. It seemed like we ran out of gas, but we tried to keep our foot on the pedal. And we took out, even though we took an L, and it was by 6 in Baton Rouge at Pete Maravich Center. Yeah. Not too many people go down there. And G, you can attest to this. Nobody really don't go down to the peak and he went up in there.
Yeah, definitely. I remember that, and it was a great game. And also, one of the teams that I saw that I thought would, really challenge and really be a front runner with Jackson State this year is Arkansas Pine Bluff. Congrats to Coach Don Thornton on getting her 100th victory, and and bringing a program up. But I think this season is sort of, I don't know if I was a Pine Bluff supporter or fan, I would think this season was expected to be a championship season. So I don't know how excited they are, but you never know in tournament time. But that's the team that I thought was going to be really challenging Jackson State. And the teams that surprised me is Grambling, and of course, Southern is always in there. So, and of course, A&M is fighting. You can't take anybody lightly, because on a given night anybody can win.
So
I think I think UAPB would have been a really, really big threat if not had been for that the situation they got into. So now we don't know who's suspended, who coming back. I think that was a big blow to them, because I think in the tournament time, with all that talent, I think Zay Green is one of the best players in the SWAC girls, and I think they would have been a threat in the tournament. But what all going on right now, I don't know how the chemistry is. I don't know who off the team. You don't know who's gonna play week to week. So that was a big blow for them.
Yeah, man. So you looking at it.
I just got to interject though. Now we giving all these coaches shout outs and stuff, but listen, ain't nobody like Coach Margaret Richards. So listen, when those Bulldogs step up in Bartow Arena, y'all gonna hear my voice. So y'all gonna hear me. So I'm rooting for Coach Richards.
One thing about Coach Richardson, she always gonna have a great defensive team. They're gonna play hard. So if anybody come in there and they're gonna play hard on the defensive end. And a lot of times what our problem is with that we lack in size. And so when we're playing against teams like Jackson State or Pine Bluff, you gotta play 4 quarters. And you can't have 1 quarter that you go down, because that size comes into factor with easy buckets. So but she's gonna always have a good defensive team.
Yeah. When shout out to Pine Bluff though, because this is the first year in program history that they finished above 500 in overall standard. Granted that they got a game with us on Thursday in Jackson. We shall be packing out the AAC.
Let's go Bulldogs.
and then I know they go down to Alcorn to finish up the season, man. So both venues, the Whitney Complex and the AAC, both need to be packed out for the last 2 games.
Yeah, you're right. Because if Arkansas Pine Bluff gonna go in the tournament with some confidence, it'll be good to knock off Jackson State to go in there with some confidence.
Yeah.
Also, I want to give a shout out to Grambling State first year head coach Courtney Simmons.
Yes.
First year head coach. I thought it was a big time hire when they made that hire, and she's been doing a really good job at Grambling. So shout out to Courtney Simmons.
You exactly right. Because without Coach Reed being undefeated, he would be. I mean, she would be the coach of the year in the SWAC, coming from Troy as assistant. So yeah, but definitely doing well at Grambling. One of the teams that I think is a disappointment, and this coach has always had a good team and challenging, is Alabama State. This is one that really shocks me. They always have a competitive team, but for them to be in last place in the conference. And it's very shocking for Alabama State women's squad to be at last place in the conference.
It's shocking if you last place and Valley is right above you.
Here you go. Yeah. We're gonna start calling the Alabama State below Valleys.
Hey,
wow.
Hey, when I get a couple slides ahead, y'all gonna see how bad it really is. But the thing here with the women, just to kind of close the point here on the standings, we know that coming into the final weekend, anybody from Prairie View, FAM, and Alcorn, they still fighting to get in the tournament. You could lose 2 games and you be at home. So, but it's gonna be a dogfight, man. Nobody thought last year that Southern was gonna pull the upset that they did against Jackson State in that semifinal. So, but a big part of me believes that Jackson State, they coming with that chip. They remember what it was, and they know that they need to finish that deal. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, now guys, let's move to the men. All right, now. Grambling State, as I said before, they clinched the regular season title with a win last night. And so they're going to go into Birmingham with the number 1 seed in the tournament. Now, one thing about Grambling, they have never advanced to the NCAA tournament in Division I as a men's program. So this would be their opportunity perhaps to maybe get there. But we'll see how it works though, because this thing is super wide open, man. Southern, they led this thing for a good chunk of the year, and they've kind of come back to earth a little bit. Alcorn, look at that, 7 wins in a row, man.
I was about to say that the hottest team right now. Anybody want to play Bussy Boys? Them head busters down there. Am I right, G?
Head busting, busted. That's what we call them. Head busting, busted.
Do they want to play them head busters down there in Lawrence?
Nah, they don't want to do that.
Like seriously, we went down there and the game was competitive, and then the call towards the end, at overtime, we ain't have no juice in that game right there. So. I mean, still, shout out to them boys down there, man.
And honestly, this is the men's standings. Really, it's no front runner. You can have a coin flip, and somebody can get hot in this tournament and take it all, because it used to be the Texas Southern Invitational.
Yeah.
But any team can get hot and win this tournament, because they're so even. Grambling, last year they was expected to win the tournament, but like I say, if you ain't never won, you don't know what it is to be champions, and so they slipped up, and so I know they trying to redeem themselves this year, but it's still gonna be tough. Any team can get hot and run the table.
Yeah, and my team that I'll give a big shout out to, man, a team that had a tough year last year that has rebounded, is Bethune-Cookman. Reggie Theus did a phenomenal job with that program. To have them sitting there in 5th place and gonna make it to Birmingham when they missed out last year.
And
man,
that's pretty much my sleeper team. They got some really good guards that can get hot and kill you. You know what I'm saying? That's my sleeper team.
Zion Harmon, man, is one of them dudes that is a walking bucket. You know, looking at him, and it's hard. It really is hard to play Bethune, especially at their home place. I call it the sweat. You know, I call it the sweat box. I got name for different venues of where people play at, but Bethune-Cookman is sit right by the ocean on the beach. It get hot up in there. The flow be sweating. It's a sweat box. It's like an auditorium, man. They just covered the stage with the curtain. But if you really think about it, man, like you said, Reggie Theus, even though he doing double duty as being the head basketball coach and the athletic director, that Chicago Southside Jerry Curl is working wonders on the sideline.
The soul glow.
The soul glow.
and while Wayne, if really you look at it, you know, we had Bethune on the ropes down there, and really we gave that game away, and we could have. A&M could have really flip-flopped where Bethune-Cookman is. That win would have had us right in the same position. So it really catapulted their season. But you know, our A&M, we've got a team that really plays hard. And so, you know, it's probably about 10, 11 players who rotate. It's no star player who's, you know, just going in there and grinding. So, like I said, you know, everybody fighting to try to get in the tournament. So, you know, it's going to be this last weekend. It's going to be a interesting weekend.
Yeah, Grambling and Southern coming to Montgomery and Huntsville respectively.
Yeah.
You know,
that's
what's
big
going.
Weekend.
Yeah, that's what's going to decide the back end of this thing. And you know, for A&M, I know we've had a tough year, but our second half has been strong.
Yeah.
And you know, I just hope that we could just get there. If we get there next week, I'll really have a conversation about their chances. But first off, man, we got to get in there first. Now, for y'all, my disappointing team. Now, let's see if y'all agree with me on this. My disappointing team by far is Prairie View.
100%.
Yes.
100%.
Hey, they took us to the wire towards the end of the game, man. But we had a 15-point lead in that game last night in the second half. It was like 17 minutes in the second half, and next thing you know, they done chipped it down to like 7, 8. You know, and then when they got down to like 5, if I was Coach Mo, once that lead got down to like an 8-point lead, I'm calling the timeout because I'm killing their momentum. You gotta do something, because if you just let them play, eventually they're gonna overtake the lead. Fortunately enough, we had a chance to where we sustained the lead, and you know, I just hate the fact that we had 14 turnovers in this game too.
Yeah.
So
Wayne, you know, one of the things that I saw in both standings, you know, you hear people talk about facilities win championships, but two of the teams who got some good facilities, both of their teams might not make the tournament. You got Florida A&M, who got you know, the Taj Mahal, you know, where it looks empty no matter who you play in.
Oh wow!
And then you got
it's true though. It's
a nice facility.
Beautiful
facility.
Nice you see all orange and green people dressed up as empty seats.
Exactly. And you got Bama
carrots.
And then you got Bama State, and you know, both of the nice facilities, but hey, both programs are struggling, and you know, so I don't know, you know, where that debate is, and you know, with the facilities part, but you know, I know Florida A&M is pretty hot and pretty sick right now, comparing to, you know, what their facilities look like of what their results on their men and the women.
I ain't gonna lie, y'all got the best facilities y'all got the best arena in the SWAC. By far.
Hands down.
Like what I saw Saturday.
Yeah.
I was
Look, I gotta give y'all a shout out for that atmosphere. I gotta give a big shout out, man. That look like so much. I wish I could have been there. Y'all know I love that type of atmosphere. I love it. That's just my favorite. You know,
it was your type of atmosphere.
Look what the DJ did to the Alabama State cheerleaders. Oh yeah, that's classic. That's
playing the Jeopardy music on them girls, man.
It was ratchet and everything.
I think my favorite
the disrespect, man.
I think my favorite moment was the I'm not gonna repeat it. Don't y'all repeat it either. Don't you put in the chats, y'all. But when the dog pound had a special chant for Alabama State, I was actually down on the court trying to get some footage, and the young lady behind me, she said, "Oh, I'm so sorry, ma'am." I said, "Oh, no, go ahead.
And I like this. I like this comment, man. He said that game gave me CIAA vibes. You know, CIAA. Oh, yeah. Steven Sanders, we know what it said. We know what they said, Steve. We know what they said.
Hey, yo, I got a question, though, for real, for everybody. For our tournament, y'all, how do we get that type of turnout in Birmingham? Kind of like what we see with the CIAA.
That's a good question.
That's a great question. And hold on, I'm gonna get to that just in a second. I want to, because that's my next slide. But I want to close this slide by giving a special shout out. Now, Valley, it's been a tough year. Y'all know I always had too many jokes on Valley. Shout out to my boy Patrick Thomas, the best Valley fan I know. He's been on our show. I want to give a special shout out to my boy Raekwon.
Yes.
Raekwon, you balled out this year, my boy. You're probably going to end up leading the league in scoring. Now, if you was on any other team that was contending, you would be SWAC Player of the Year. Hands down. Unfortunately, you can't get SWAC Player of the Year when you're 1-28. But I do want to give a shout out to Raekwon because he has been balling. Man. He gave us that work. He put 38 on us.
Hey, man, we played them 2 weeks ago. He gave us 21, 6, 7, and 4 blocks on the.
He can do it now. He can feel it.
Man, that man was all over the court.
We got to see him one more time, so I know he's gonna be ready.
Oh yeah, we played them last game of the season too.
Yeah. Okay. Now back to this. All right, SWAC tournament. Now to Doc, your question. Here's the tournament bracket, y'all. You see it get started coming up Wednesday the 13th. All right. We're 1 week away from getting started. All right. Now, in Bartow Arena, I had the ability to go last year. I was thankful to be there on quarterfinal Thursday. And I looked around. I said, this is not a very big arena. Easily could have been packed. It was well run. I mean, they had Funny Maine Johnson was the in-house MC. You know, they had a nice little atmosphere, but it was just empty. You know, now, Doc, to your question about how can we make this thing work, and you know, folk that are watching in the comments, I'd love to see what you think about this too. I know a lot of people, they've talked about, well, the tournament should be moved. It should be played somewhere else. I mean, when it was in Houston, was the attendance really that great in Houston?
No. If you have it at the Toyota Center, I'm not that's too big of a venue right there. Mm-hmm. I had to say this, like when so I took a little sabbatical. I went to Stephen F. Austin for a little bit, and the Southland Conference used to have their tournament at the Katy Event Center. Mm-hmm. Which seats about 10,000. So I think in something like a 7,000 to 10,000 seat venue, you can kind of pull some stuff out. You can pull some stuff out, but I think it's more on the travel with people traveling because the tournament starts in the middle of the week, and it ends on Saturday because we want to try to get it done before Selection Sunday. And back then we used to end the tournament on a Sunday around the same time right before Selection Sunday started. So ending it on a Saturday it's kind of but that's when we sent 10 teams. We were sent all 10 teams to the tournament, and now we got 12. So of course you're only going to send the top 8. But it's all about the travel. So of course, if Alabama A&M is there, you don't going down the road about an hour and a half down the road to Birmingham. For us in Jackson and Alcorn, we got what a 3.5 hour road. 3.5. So the one that's gonna travel the furthest would be Bethune-Cookman or even Texas Southern. Texas Southern is going to travel the furthest because that's I think that is a 10-hour drive right there. So just trying to get the people to come in and just sit in on all the games and stuff like that. It's like once your team finish playing, mostly everybody leave, and then they wait for the other team, the fans to come in. I just be like, look, I be like this. I remember my freshman year at Jackson, 98, we had the tournament in Dallas at the Convention Center Arena. And I sat in on every last game. I don't care. I paid my money for this. I'm sitting on every last game, and I'm going to try to enjoy myself. So I think we kind of, people, hey, you spend that money, just stay there.
Yeah. Yeah. Do any of y'all remember any time that the SWAC tournament did have a pack or whatever? Because I can't recall one, but I don't know. Y'all might know one that they ever had.
Well, I've lived, I live in Birmingham now, but I lived in Houston and it wasn't packed there either. Yeah. So this is my thoughts, and of course I'm biased because this is my hometown. But after the SWAC tournament last year, Birmingham also hosted the first and second rounds of March Madness at a way larger facility than Bartow Arena. I went to a game there as well, and it was literally standing room only. So it's not the city.
Yeah.
Birmingham hosted a larger game, a larger facility, and it was packed. Like each session was literally packed. So it's not necessarily the city. I'm just gonna call a thing a thing. In the SWAC, we have to get out the mindset that if an event is not in my backyard, I can't support it. I can't go visit.
That's true.
And that's really all it is. A lot of people want, and don't get me wrong, again, convenience is nice. I've traveled to different things here and there. So I get it. You travel, get your hotel, whatever. But we have the same excuse no matter what city it is. When it was in Houston, that's the fourth largest city in America. And it still was struggling. So we just got to stop being lazy, regardless of where it is.
Go ahead, get in there, G.
I think it starts before the tournament. We don't pack out our home games but once or twice a year in a regular season.
Right.
So now we blame it on the city that it's in. We don't even pack it out when we at home. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's where it starts, to just taking basketball more serious. Because I think we got a lot of parity in the conference, and it's really good for the ones that go. Like I think me and Jim was there last year, and I thought it was excellent. I had the time of my life at it.
I mean, I was in town because I was there doing the NCAA D3 indoor, and I got to be able to be there and watch us play Southern. I thought it was great, man. I just was looking around, and you know what I'm saying, like they had plenty of parking. It's in a nice little area. It's on a college campus. I thought it was cool.
And
go ahead, Doc.
So like the difference what you see between us and the CIAA is the fact that the CIAA, they also market Baltimore. That's something that Charlotte really didn't get to do because they just went by name alone, because that conference is mostly North Carolina schools. So but they like when they moved up to Baltimore, they marketed Baltimore. They marketed the nightlife, the food, the eatery, everything about Baltimore. They highlighted it. I think it's the same thing with Birmingham. And I'm like, Jen, you stayed in Houston and you went to the Toyota Center, and in Houston, man, you got so much stuff going down there, especially around that time. I think the rodeo is still going on at this time too. So when you was in Houston, you're competing with, I think you mostly was competing with that. But I think as a conference, we need to go ahead and start to market Birmingham as far as, hey, nightlife, good places to eat, shop and just market the whole city. And then again, like you said too, we just gotta we gotta get out that mindset. If it ain't in our backyard, we ain't going.
Yeah.
That's right.
I
That's
just think
right.
we gotta get behind our programs better. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I
That's
said,
it.
we don't support them at home. I went to home. This is my school. I went to home game this year, and I was laid across 3-4 seats, just laid out watching the game. Laid out like this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
So we gotta do a better job of supporting at home before we even
Yeah. So one idea that I do have, and I want to bump this comment by Mr. Watts, about bringing it to Alabama A&M. I'm not saying that it needs to always be at A&M for everybody to try to go in. My thought is perhaps maybe we get it into maybe we do it on campuses. Maybe we do a rotation. You know what I'm saying? Instead of neutrals, because the neutral site thing, man. I mean, we've been trying it for a while, and I don't know. I mean, there's no one size fits all thing to it, but what we got to do a lot better, like G said, because you look on TV, man, when our games be on Monday nights on ESPNU, man, you just looking, it's just stale. Yeah. And it's like people say, well, man, Monday nights, man, that's a weeknight. But you looked at Duke against North Carolina State and Baylor against Texas yesterday. Yeah. It wasn't no excuse for them folks. You know what I'm saying? So it's just one of them type of things, man, we got to try to do better at. But hopefully one day, man, that time will come where it'll get fixed and people will get excited about SWAC basketball. I think it's just SWAC basketball, period. Yeah, we talk about football a lot.
Yeah, one thing you're gonna have to do is the cities, wherever it is, the city is really gonna have to get behind it and gonna have to have different promotional and put money behind it, marketing, and also help because anything because right here in Huntsville, they having the Conference USA basketball tournament, and Huntsville Sports Commission is really getting behind that and trying to show them that hey, Huntsville is a great market for things. So you're really gonna have to a city is gonna have to get behind it like any other kind of big event, and get the local people involved in it because a lot of people mindset, and it needs to get out of that mindset is I'm only gonna go if my team make it to the championship, and that's a lot of the mindset as far as our teams and things. We only gonna go if it make it to the championship, but that's a big problem right there.
So you got some conferences they have their tournaments where they play some of their first round games at home at the at the team of the higher seed. So we could look into that and then have Bartow Arena as the final where we get the semifinals and the final game there in Birmingham.
It's funny you say that because I had talked about like how the MAC tournament does it. Because the MAC tournament, they do it in Cleveland. And what it is they have 12 schools just like the SWAC does. Mm-hmm. And what they do is they take anybody seeded 5 and lower, 1 through 4, they get an automatic bye to the quarterfinals in Cleveland. And they played 5 through everybody down. They play on campus, and you got to win just to make it to Cleveland. Yeah. And perhaps, that could be something that works. But, again, that's another one of those arguments that people have had. They said, well, if you ain't in the top 8, you don't deserve to be in the tournament. But, hey, everybody, all these other tournaments, they got all these other teams. So I don't know.
We've tried that before also.
Yeah, we have.
Hosting it, and I went to a game, and again, I'm laid out across 4 seats. Again, I'm laid out across 4 seats like this. I got my nachos in this seat. I got my drink in this seat. My nachos got a seat. My nachos got a seat, and my drink got a seat. You know what I'm saying? So we just got to do a better job of supporting.
I think too, and I was joking earlier, but seriously though, it is unfortunate that Alabama State does have an outside look in because they have a robust fan base here in Birmingham, and so unfortunately, if they do get locked out, I think that's going to hurt attendance as well because you have your 2 state flagship schools here, and as Alabama A&M and Alabama State goes to tournament, so hopefully they'll, still support if they are locked out. But it's just the tournament really, if it's going to be in Birmingham, it really depends on having healthy representation from both A&M and State.
Yeah. All right. Well, let me take y'all to the next part of what I want to talk about this evening. All right. We got 2 more segments with everybody. All right. So this first one, now, a lot of people, they like to ask this time of year, where is our SWAC champion going to be seated when they get in the tournament? Okay. A lot of people sit up here and they say, oh, that's not right. We in the play-in game, or we in the first 4. Why are we in the first? I'm getting ready to tell y'all real quick, just so folk understand, okay? Now, the NCAA, they went to this system 3 years ago where they give everybody called a net ranking. And just for the sake of time, you can see what the formula of how net rankings are created. Basically, it's about who you play, where you played them, and if you beat them. All right. Now, you also, for those that follow college basketball religiously, you hear these things called quad 1, quad 2, 3, 4, right? In the SWAC, I'm just going to tell y'all just about every game we play is a quad 4. Okay. Now, with a quad 4 win, you can look that you only get 1 point added to your formula for beating a fellow quad 4 team. And if you lose 4 points. So here's the thing. If you go 10-8 in league play, you gain 10 points and lose 32.
Wow.
All right. So you got a net loss of 22 points just by going 10-8 in league play. Now, in the case of Jackson State's women, you go 16-0, you ain't got to worry about losing no points.
Yeah.
All right. Now that I said that, let's go to the next slide, which talks about here now. These are the men now, okay? Now, for everybody, before you start complaining, next week, next Sunday, when the selection comes out, everybody will sit up there and say, why is our team in the play-in game? Here's your answer why. If you look up here, Norfolk State and Southern are your 2 highest HBCU ranked men's teams in the net ranking. You can see that they're the only 2 that have a quad 1 victory all year. You remember Norfolk State, they upset VCU, and also everybody in this conference, you remember Southern, they went to Mississippi State and got the win. That was a quad 1. And the quad 2 for Southern was that UNLV win. Okay. Now, look in the column of quad 4 wins, y'all, and you can see why everybody's ratings are what they are. Now, just so everybody knows, in men's basketball, there are 362 teams. Look where Valley is. Okay. In the women's game, there are 360 teams. Okay. Now, you look at Southern, Texas Southern, Jackson State. Look at where all of the SWAC teams are in the net rankings. I said to you before, these are nothing but quad 4 wins. So when you're playing each other, all is good for bragging rights, but it ain't good for helping you improve your resume to get in the tournament. Because what it is you're playing weaker strength against weaker strength. And the strength of the league continues to get weaker as the season goes on. All right, so that's the men. Now, on the bright side, let's look at the women. Look at where Jackson State is for the women, sitting at a healthy 99.
Wow.
Okay, 99. Now, Jackson State at a 99, they're probably going to get a 13 or a 14 at the worst kind of seed. Okay, really, I even will lobby that they might even be able to make it up to a 12 if they finish things off. If they win the last 2 and then win the games in the SWAC tournament, they may even be able to get up to a 12 seed, which for a team at this level is astounding. Yeah. It's very much unheard of.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if any team other than Jackson State on the women's side wins the SWAC tournament, Pine Bluff has the next best chance. And their ranking was aided because if everybody remember, they went to Arkansas
in
Fayetteville and they pulled that win off and that raised their profile. But you can just see going all the way on down the scale, y'all. This is why year after year, our teams are seated where they are in the tournament, because they do not have any strength of schedule after you get into your conference. Okay? So just wanted to just kind of clear that up.
That was very helpful.
Any comments anybody want to say on this?
I think that was very helpful. I think that was very helpful. I never saw that, so that was very helpful. But my guy, Wild Wayne, you always with the information. I like this.
Yeah, so you know, I just bring up the guys again, just so everybody know. You go back and you can look at this replay, and before you get all huffy and say, why are we playing in the first four in Dayton? Or why are we a 16 seed getting ready to play Houston? Here's why. and it ain't good, man. It ain't good. So lastly, you may ask, well, how do we keep ourselves from having this kind of net ranking? Well, I just showed you here on the Jackson State side. You better beat somebody in that non-conference. Yeah. And you bet not lose when you get in conference. Because if you lose when you get in conference, as I showed you on the first slide, you lose 4 points for every time you lose in the SWAC conference.
Wow.
And when you win, you're gaining nothing.
Yeah.
So basically what you're saying is that pretty much all 12 teams have to step it up.
Period. And also the other point of that too is, so when people always say, well, why are the teams, like I've said, Houston, Purdue and all them, these teams in the big conferences, they're playing quad ones and quad twos every single day.
Yeah.
And when they're winning, you beat a quad one team, you're gaining 4 points. And when you lose to a quad one, you only lose 1. And so by contrast, if you go 10-10 in a league like the Big Ten that plays 20 games, you go 10-10, right? You gain 40 and you only lose 10 points.
Yeah, Wayne,
ain't that crazy? Ain't that crazy?
That's wild, bro.
And just to be realistic, it's difficult for the smaller conferences anyway, because what people don't realize, basketball, the big dance, you playing with the big boys, it ain't no FBS and FCS. And football, we FCS, and playing, in competition that way. But so it'll be challenging regardless, playing against those teams. But one of the things I want us to that they did mention, as far as they talking about expanding the tournament in the future, and the only benefit I see is a regular season team like Jackson State and the women, who went undefeated last year, and where the regular season team will still be able to go to the NCAA tournament if they lose in like that in the tournament, so they will get rewarded for what they did in the regular season. So that's the benefit that I see for smaller conferences, where the regular season really don't matter, and just the tournament is the only thing that matters.
Yeah, and you know what also is real scary to me, man, about these rankings, y'all? Let's look at it in the sense of you take North Carolina A&T and Hampton. All right. They play in the CAA. And look where their ratings are.
Yeah.
That's scary, man.
Yeah.
Scary. So like how people always, they get a little bit of flack, man. And the same thing with Tennessee State. Tennessee State playing the Ohio Valley. You're a 284, man. So, a lot of people give these guys a lot of flack about playing in these different conferences. And, man, it ain't really much gain on basketball, but that's neither here nor there. I'm going to leave that one alone. But, yeah, so that's just net rankings, y'all. I just kind of wanted to go through it before everybody get to tripping, because somebody going to say it. It's 2 things that are annual with us in the SWAC. When March Madness come, why are we in the playing game? Why are we seeded 16? And the other one will be when the draft comes, the NFL draft. How come nobody got drafted?
And I actually had a coach, Wayne, to tell me he'll rather play in the playing game. He said it gives him an extra game.
Absolutely.
In that
Absolutely.
atmosphere, he says, he'd rather play, get that game in hopes of an upset. You go get that first game in the atmosphere, and then you go to the next game. You got a game already in that atmosphere, already on the road.
I can see that, and then you get the publicity as far as your game is on national TV.
Yeah.
So
that's right.
So that's the advantage of your team going to that game. So if you can go there and win, it actually could be a benefit.
Yeah, man. And so that's just really what it was on that. I wanted to make sure everybody got a chance to see that. Hope everybody learned something. There'll be a quiz next week. All right. Now, let's get to the last segment. And this is one of my favorite segments. One of my favorite things to do. It's called Trust It or Cuss It. And let's bring the track. I had to go way back. Y'all remember that know you clap. Everybody remember that know you clap. You still hear that know you clap.
Yeah.
But y'all know something, man. This is what we gonna do, y'all. Now, everybody in the comments, you can participate in this Trust It or Cuss It game. And here's how it works. I've got 5 questions, and they're all SWAC related. And I'm going to ask you, everybody, one at a time. When I read the question, if you believe it to be true or believe it to be the same, you're going to say trust it. If you disagree or you just say, hell no, that ain't going to happen, you say cuss it. All right? Is everybody clear on how this game works?
Yes, sir.
All right, well, let's get started. Question number 1. Tamika Reed will be coaching elsewhere in 2025. Doc Holliday, trust it or cuss it?
Cuss it.
All right. I know you already said why. And feel free to say why you say trust it or why you say cuss it, okay? Now, my boy G, what say you, my boy?
I'm gonna say trust it. I think this is the year that she gets that phone call that she takes. I think she, like you said, she may get a 12 seed, and I think she leaves this year. If she goes undefeated again and win it again, I think she's leaving.
Okay, Jay the Great.
Oh man, I know it. It looks like she'll probably leave, but I hope she stays. So I'm gonna say cuss it.
Okay, Corey.
Man, hey, I'm with G. Hey, it's time to get that bag. And I know Doc is saying she got a support system for her child or whatever, but hey, this can even be a even better support system. Let's see what she can do on another level. She done proved it what she can do, so I won't even be mad at her. She had a chance when the ex-Baylor coach at LSU, she could have left then, but she still stayed, and so hey, and that's awesome. But I say trust it and go ahead and see what you can do on it, and take care of your family.
Hey, King says she about to get that bag.
Get that bag.
Because I trust it too.
Dang, it's just me and Doc, huh? Okay.
Hey. All right, next question. Question number 2, y'all. Robert McCullum of FAMU or Byron Smith of Prairie View, both basketball coaches. One or both will be fired. Okay, Corey, you lead off on this one. Trust it or cuss it?
Definitely trust it. Hey, Rob McCullum know he gonna be gone. He might be gone before the last game, but he definitely gone as soon as that second half finished, probably the next day. But yeah, you definitely can trust this. Byron Smith, I don't know if they may give him another shot, but definitely trust it. One of them gonna be gone. That's Rob McCullum, definitely.
Hey, shout out to Dave. He a fool for this one with Byron Smith with his arms out. Like, hey, why y'all want me fired, man? And McCullum just like, man. All right, Jen, what you think?
Trust it with a capital T. Byron, Coach Smith, they was writing up his dismissal papers when Valley stormed the court on them. So,
all All right. G.
I'm gonna trust it. I know FAMU Robert McCullum. I think he's going for sure. They wanted him going last year, kind of gave him an extra year. So I think after the last game, he's not even gonna be allowed back in the locker room. When he walks into the locker room, his bags will already be packed. They're gonna reach him a shoebox and say, whatever you can't fit in the shoebox, we're gonna mail the rest of it to you. And then, Byron Smith, I think they're gonna give him an extra chance. He has been kind of downhill since Bussy from Alcorn State has left him. But he does have a SWAC championship and 2 regular season titles under his belt. So I think they're gonna give him another chance.
Okay.
So G, you say Rob McCullum gonna get his last pair of LeBrons?
Yeah, his last one. they might take the LeBron. They gave him back. They want him gone. They might give me the ones back.
Go ahead, Doc. What you got on this one, my brother?
I say big trust. I say McCullough gone. McCullough gone. You know what I'm saying? He got that pink slip coming. And yeah, I give Byron Smith one more chance.
Yeah, and Edwin Moore, he said it real good. I mean, it's pretty much it. He said, Byron Smith, he'll get another year. Robert Hunt, he said, terminated in my opinion. I like that. He said it very businesslike. He will be terminated in my opinion. Smith better watch himself as well. Okay. The next question. Oh, it gets juicier. Terrence Graves, Chris Dishman, Mickey Joseph, and Cedric Thomas. Of these 3 first-year football coaches, at least 3 of them will have a winning record. All right, Doc Holliday, trust it or cuss it.
Cuss it. The only one that's gonna have a winning record is Cedric Thomas.
All right, G. I got a feeling. I already know you said at least one of them, but go ahead.
I know my boy Doc is a Jacksonian, but I got to agree with him right here. I'm a cuss it. The only one that will have a winning record is my guy, Coach T. That's it. That's it. The rest of them gonna be subpar.
Hey, before I get to you, Jen, this one was funny. Cussing up a store. He said, man, ain't no winning in this group. Go ahead, Jen.
I'm gonna have to cuss it too. I see Coach Cedric Thomas having a good year, but I just don't see it for the other ones.
I'm the reason why I say cuss I give Cedric Thomas a winning record because I ain't giving no kind of credit to no Southern team, man. What y'all talking about?
All right, Corey, what you got?
If you would have said 2 out of 4, I might would have said trust it because one of them might say, but I definitely got to cuss it because the only one that I think I have a winning record is Cedric Thomas, and the other one that can go either way is Mickey Joseph. They can go either way, but I'm not so sure. But I'll definitely cuss it because Cedric Thomas is the only one.
Man, Edwin Moore, he a homer. He said, trust it. He said the only one that won't have a winning record is Dishman.
Ooh, you got
Man.
Alcorn, Southern, and Grambling having winning records.
Right. In the same division.
God, no.
Hey, you know what, man? I'm definitely going to cuss this one, man. I think Cedric is definitely going to have a winning record. I think Mickey Joseph, I think they might get to 6-5. I don't know, G. Yeah. We'll do that show in August.
Yeah, you knock it out.
Terrence Graves, oh, Lord. Whew, man, hey, look, he shouldn't even got the job, man. And then, you know what I'm saying? If we really, really serious, and I know Southern fans, man, I know y'all for y'all ain't even gonna hate me saying that he shouldn't even got the job. You know what I'm saying? And then Chris Dishman, hey man, y'all pray for that man. Bruh, you done coached at a lot of places, but man, you done walked into something you ain't ready for, my brother.
Yeah, especially like this is, post Andrew Body, Texas Southern. Yeah. Good luck.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Ooh. All right. Next one. Fred McNair, will be a head coach in 2025. Doc Holliday, trust it or cuss it, my boy.
Big trust. Hey, Big Mac, we try to bring him to the Jack, but you know what I'm saying? Hey, I think he's gonna be coach somewhere else though. In the SWAC. Y'all forgot to put Cozy on there.
Hey. You know what? Hey, we already know the answer still would have been the same. Let's keep
pretty much. No, I think McNair gonna be a head coach somewhere next year. Like for real. I ain't gonna I cannot see that man not coaching in the SWAC.
Okay.
G, I ain't gonna say nothing but G already got another answer for me.
Go ahead, G.
This is a good one now. Woo! I'm gonna trust it, and I'm gonna say something, right? So I'm close to the situation, right? So when it first happened, I asked some people close to the situation, like, what some schools you think he would fit at? You want to know the first name they said? Now this school has a head coach. I don't know the situation. Want to know the first school they named will be a good fit for Fred McNair? On the Hill. Alabama A&M. This was the first name that he named. So yeah, I'm gonna trust it.
G, you so that's messy.
I had to say it.
Hey, I'm gonna be real with you. I said Maynard ain't gonna survive 5 games into that season for next season because of that schedule that y'all got. I put it out there.
I talked to his camp, and the first name that they said was Alabama A&M. Let me leave that right there.
Go ahead, Corey.
Well, this is what I'm
sorry, Jen. Sorry, Jen. My bad. I thought you had said something, Jen. Go ahead, Jen.
Hey.
Jen, you got it.
Oh, okay.
Jen wasn't done yet. Go ahead.
And I'm not done. But let me shout out Dr. Watts, one of our trustees that is on this video. How you doing? I'm going to say trust with a capital T. I think wherever he goes he's going to bring success to a good program. So, I wish him nothing but good luck and success.
Awesome.
All right. Now, Corey.
Okay. Well, I'm going to say trust it. Because he will be a head coach in somebody's program. However, get off of my coach Maynard because he's gonna shock. We're gonna shock the world this year, and just mark this video right here. We're gonna surprise people next year. So be surprised when I back against the wall. That's when we gonna surprise people, and don't be surprised if we challenge for the East Championship next year to be going to the Celebration Bowl.
Oh, hold on now. Hold on. Say that. You intruding on on the comments. Come on now. I don't even think, like I said, he make it to the Magic City Classic.
Hey man, I'm just laughing at some of these comments, man. Look, Edward Moore, man, he said he gonna be at Valley. I'm like, oh, I don't know. Hey, this is the one though. He said he'll be coaching Southern.
Yes.
They said they ain't even give him a boy Terrence one season, man.
Boy, they treating him like Jason Rollins.
They ain't want him from the jump.
That's the thing. They gonna treat him like Jason Rollins
until they done paying duty.
Yeah, and then Demetrius said he'll be coaching in the SIAC. Hey man, that's crazy.
Let me just say again, y'all are messy. I'm looking at the comments of this panel. Everybody's messy. I just want you to know
look at it. She said, "No, not Valley." Oh man. Okay, what do I think about this one, man? I definitely trust it, but man, where he gonna be? Who, man? You know what, man? Whew.
He won't be at A&M.
Hey, he gonna be somewhere, man. He gonna be somewhere, man. Everybody, look at a bunch of messy folks up in here.
Messy,
not messy, but truthful. I love it, man. Okay, speaking of Maynard, on to the very last question. Will Maynard win 6 or more games this year? Okay, Corey, we'll let you start because you kind of started off on it, and then we'll work our way down. We'll go to Doc next, and then we'll go to Jay, and then G. All right, go ahead, Corey.
Hey, I'm just gonna say trust it. They know what they up against, and they brought in some players, and I think our schedule is top heavy. So I think that's what Doc was talking about, how we got my first SWAC game and things like that. However, that's the best time. Hey, if it's time to knock off somebody, let's knock them off at the beginning of the season. But I think we gonna I definitely think we're gonna shock people next year.
Hey, they putting you on the spot. Name the games.
Name the game. I'm not looking at the schedule right now, but hey, it's only about 2 good teams in the SWAC, so it'll only be. But I can't name the games. I ain't looking at the schedule.
Well, I know Fayetteville State, Kentucky State. That's the 2 that I will go out on record and say we win. I ain't saying nothing else until August. Okay, Doc. I already know you said cuss it, but go ahead on, add a little more context to your point.
Man, okay, so there you go. So I got it to where Fayetteville State, they might have trouble with the Broncos. Broncos don't give up a lot of points in the CIAA. Don't matter if you Division I or Division II, they don't give up points. And that Auburn game that y'all wanted, y'all scheduled.
Oh.
What was y'all thinking of when y'all made that schedule right there?
Well, we probably was just trying to make up the $800,000 that y'all lost.
Hey, guess what though? We still in the black. We ain't worried about that. We bet on black.
Oh, gee, you crazy for that one, man.
See, me and Jig, we can go back and forth, but she cool with me though. You know what I'm saying? It's cool. It's all love. But that's all right though.
Let it.
That's all right though. He ain't winning 6 games. I'm sorry.
Okay.
All that barking he was doing last season, he ain't doing that no more. He's gonna be barking to the unemployment line.
Wow, man, the folks laughing at that comment, man, said, wow, ouch, bang, bang, whoa. Look, I mean, they use all the emojis here.
They said that's the real Jen. Yep.
Yep.
I'm trying to keep that under wraps.
Shots fired. Shots fired. All right, Jen, while you at it, you trust it or you cut? Well, definitely, I know you trust it, but why?
I have faith in my Bulldogs. I really, well, all jokes aside, like I am really looking forward to our offensive game plan. So I really think some of the missing components that we've had last year, I think we are filling those positions. So with that being said, I absolutely trust it. I do think that we will win more than 6 games this year. And if I'm wrong, can't none of y'all beat me up. So that's what.
Okay. All right. G.
I'm a cuss it. I just got to see some more improvements. Now it can't happen now because with the transfer portal, you can hit in the transfer portal and kind of change. You know what I'm saying? You never really know until the season. But until I see more, I'm a cuss it. I was, A&M was my sleeper team last year, and they let me down. So to give them a little get back, I gotta cuss.
Man, this dude on one, man. He said, maybe Maynard will get it together because the job was on the line. But this is the one I want to pull up. This dude, he on one tonight, boy. He said, "With a spring game."
Oh boy!
Now see, he been on one this whole show. He been on one this whole show, and at the end of the day, he is just hurt that he gonna be saving his gas money next week when all of us get out. It's laid out for the tournament.
Cause they putting their body on the pedestal and they already thinking they the front runner. But watch, it's different when you predicted to be up there at the top. Mark my word.
Hey. You know what, man? You know what, man? That trusted or cuss it game is always great, man. I love it, y'all. Some great sports. But man, let's just keep with the. Let's keep this up.
Hold on 1 second, Wayne. Hold on.
Go ahead.
We're not gonna do it. Now they bring up the COVID season. What we're not gonna do is that, because all of y'all either played or you couldn't play. So don't try to throw shots at my Bulldogs, because we did what you couldn't do. Okay?
Hey, you know, man, while we still talking about football right here, you know what I'm saying? One thing that I definitely want to see, you know, we got to get better at quarterback across the league, man.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh my God, man. We got to get better at quarterback. For real. Everybody can agree with that.
Everybody.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I give it up to Alcorn with Aaron Allen, because I didn't have I had doubts about him, and then he made a believer out of me last season.
Yeah,
man.
And even though Florida A&M won the championship now, I don't see how, I look at quarterbacks, no disrespect, but that boy ain't
all disrespect for FAMU.
He's not a good quarterback.
Yeah. He had a horrible game in the Legacy Bowl.
Yeah.
All disrespect for FAMU. You seen that man that practiced at the Legacy Bowl. I was like, bro, you got them big ass hands and you can't do nothing? Come on now.
Yeah, we got to improve quarterback play.
Yeah.
I will tell y'all this, though. I got a little breaking news to announce on the show, right? So
come on with it.
Before the year, every year, I make a schedule of the games I'm going to, right? So the Madison City Classic always falls on my birthday weekend, or either the weekend that Southern and Alcorn play, so I never know. But this year, I'm going to be at the MCC. This year, I will be in attendance. I will be there.
When is the Magic City Classic?
October the 26th.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I gotta tell AD Bryant I need 2 tickets.
Hey,
he probably listening.
Yeah,
I had him on the show before, man.
Yes, sir.
Cool dude.
Yeah, but y'all know.
Love our AD.
I love AD Bryant.
Y'all know, man. Like we talking about Swac'n stuff. Okay, let's just keep this energy flowing. We ain't, shout out to everybody, 170 strong out there. Make sure you hit that like and that share button, okay, while you out there. All right. Now, one thing I want to make sure that we do here, okay. I want to talk about season tickets, A&M, April 6th. Yep. We gotta make sure we say that. Also, spring game, April 6th.
Hey, tell them, Wayne, fill up that stadium like we did that arena on.
That's it. You just said it. Corey.
G just said it. G said it too.
Yeah. From y'all mouths to God's ears. All right. So while we still rolling with this swag talk here now, okay. So I talked about quarterback play. Okay, that's got to get better. All right. The other thing that has to get a big step up, y'all, is the way our gameplay is. Period. Too many penalties, y'all. Too many penalties. Mm-hmm. I mean, offensive line, grab. No technique, no footwork. Being lazy, man. Too many holding penalties. And then also, man, the other thing that gets crazy with our games, we get late in the year and we still getting pre-snap penalties. Guys doing false starts, man, like 8, 9, 10 games into the year. It just can't happen. I mean, these are things that are consistent with every single team that plays SWAC football. And then the other thing that I want to say, because I know that this can get everybody going. Everybody talks about how our product needs to be put at the forefront. It needs to be way up there. Let's just get into a piece of reality for a second, y'all. Okay. I know everybody always likes to say that our games, we need to have a better television contract, all these different things, right? People show up to homecoming and classics, right? We talked about how it looks when we have our basketball arenas. Our basketball arenas, and something that I'm going to pull up, I'm going to find. But our basketball arenas, man, we have so many different empty looks. And I got something that's lining up, that's loading up here. We have so many empty looks in our basketball arenas, but a lot of our football games have been empty as well. Now, shout out to the ones that do it right. You know, Alcorn, you guys get good crowds. Jackson State, you guys get great crowds. FAMU, y'all show up. But you know what, man? There's a lot of places that need to do a lot better. All right. So, you know, as I'm saying right here, no, not picking on any single team here, any single school. All I'm saying is this is the consistencies that we see when we try to talk about trying to get better as a league in terms of awareness, right? You know, you looking around, guys, we're trying to recruit. We're asking guys to come and play in environments like this, right? Where you can hear the cheerleaders clapping. You can hear the squeak on the floor, right? This stuff shouldn't happen, man. And it's happening too much. And you see it in football. You see it in basketball, baseball fields. You seeing nobody there. You seeing nothing, y'all. And we the first ones that want to get up and complain and shout and rant and rave about we need more, we deserve more. We're the SWAC, we're this, we're that. Come on, man. In 2024, it's got to be a complete mind shift for everybody. I don't care if you've been a season ticket holder for 56 years. You can do even better yourself. Yep. And the last point I want to bring before I turn this back over to y'all is everybody got to get better at giving.
Yes.
Everybody.
Yes, everybody.
I don't care what school it is in the SWAC. Everybody got to get better. One thing I'll be damned if I see is to see that bill in Mississippi get passed. One thing that I'll be damned if I see is that we lack behind, you know, a lot of these other schools that have been taking big steps forward with NIL and transfers and things like that. We've got some opportunities to do some big things. Maybe we do it with baby steps. But the biggest thing we got to do, man, we got to get out of making excuses. We got to get out of being lazy. And we got to begin to open our pocketbooks. We got to be able to get on them roads, get in them stands, get on social media and promote your school even bigger than what you do. Yes, it's great with trash talk. Trash talk is lovely. I love it when it's healthy because it's the passion that everybody has for their school. But it's deeper than just trash talk. It's deeper than just showing up at homecoming. It's deeper than just showing up at your classic. It's deeper than just our one game that we've had at A&M where we had to sell out. That's something that we got to build momentum on, y'all. We have proven that we've been able to do it everywhere. But one thing we cannot do is, man, we can't continue to just let things go in the cycle that we've let it. Okay? G, you go ahead and jump on that, brother, because you know you got this is near and dear to your heart too.
Yes, indeed. I just think we got to do a better job promoting the brand. We do really good at trash talk. We got to do a better job of promoting the brand at all times. Wherever we go, whoever we talk to, you know, I've been in certain circles where, you know, we may be arguing back and forth on Facebook, and when we get around these LSU fans and these other fans, we're not as loud about our schools as we are on Facebook. We got to be loud and proud everywhere we go. We're like the walking billboard. We are the most important. We are the walking billboards for our schools, and we got to do a better job of promoting everything we have going on. That's every sport. That's the school itself. Just promoting.
I want to say this, and I know we have, you know, viewers from different schools. I want everyone on this video to commit to doing two things. I want you to commit to making, even if it's just, and we've done this before, make a donation to your school. It doesn't have to be big. I know people are like, I don't have much. I know the economy is tight.
Yep.
But if that's just not going to get you, you know, your regular cup of coffee, make a monthly donation to your school. On top of that, invest in season tickets. The reason why we say this is that season tickets kind of help front the cost of athletics. And a lot of times, if you look at your season ticket prices, they're not that expensive. They're not that expensive. I know we love the hookup culture. Can you get me in? Can you do that? Like yesterday, for Saturday, I had media credentials to the basketball game, but I also bought a ticket. Because again, at the end of the day, no matter what we cover, I'm still an alum of Alabama A&M, and so I try to make sure that yes, we want to support and have fun, but at the end of the day, my biggest goal as an alum of Alabama A&M is to make sure that I do all I can to promote any ideas that they have. We want to make sure that like Alabama A&M is celebrating 150 years next year. Well, we want to make sure that it's still going the next 150 years for the next generations to come. So that is my challenge to everyone on this video, everyone in the comments. A recurring monthly donation, season ticket purchases.
Yeah,
Great
Doc.
point. Great point.
Man, look, I got to come behind that right there. But everybody right. My thing is with me, of course, I'm gonna support my school wholeheartedly, and me being here in the state of Texas, um, I have two, state supported universities that I could go support. Also with Texas Southern and Prairie View. So usually, most of the time, beginning of the season, I'll go down to the Labor Day Classic. Don't matter if it's in Houston, don't matter if it's in PV. I'm gonna go down there and I'm gonna go support. But also, with that being said, um, just giving and just taking the time out and being there and being enthused about your school. Like you said, with the season tickets, we should be able to have a lot of money with season tickets, but since we got 12 games this season, so we got an extra home game to add up on that. We all complained about last season that we only playing 3 home games or 4 home games, where we could have played 5 or 6. Now it's the time where we could play. We got 5. It's the time we got 6, where we could play these home games and be there and support the school financially also, and not just just going for homecoming or just going for in my case the Soul Bowl, but to go to different avenues. It's like if I said, look, I want to go to the Magic City Classic, never been there, never been it. I want to see what the atmosphere is like, and not just on the media side. I just want to see it as a fan. I've been down to Alcorn. My cousin was the quarterback at Alcorn from 98 to 2001. So I already know how it is down there at Alcorn. I've been to Valley. I know how it is at Valley. But I want to go to these other schools like being in the hole at Grambling. I don't even want to think about going down to Southern, but I will go down to Southern. You know what I'm saying? Rivalry aside, it's all having all love for the school, love for your conference, and what we should bring. And the best thing I did last season was to go to the SWAC championship game. People, I had supporters pay for that for me to go down there and enjoy myself, media credentials, talk to these, the people here and there. It felt like it was media, it felt like it was media day all over again, X out the rain, but you know what I'm saying? That's what it felt like to me. And just to enjoy the atmosphere at like other places and just to give support to other places. I got a bet with my bro Jay White. We made a bet like if y'all try to win the East, I gotta pull out a hundo to y'all athletic fund. If we win the East with Jackson State, he got to pull out 50 to donate to our athletic fund in Jackson State. It's something like that. To me, we trash talk all the time on my show, but it's always a healthy rivalry, and it's always a respect. It's a respect thing that goes about it too. So I think that's what we need to do. And just like you said, show up to the game. Don't just show up for just 1 or 2. If you live in Jackson, if you live in Montgomery or Huntsville or wherever you live at, go to a home game. You should be at every home game, no matter what.
Yeah, man. Everybody, let's make the commitment, y'all. Let's do it bigger. I mean, the same old song and dance has been made for so many years. Oh, it's been underfunded. We know that, y'all. But you know what I'm saying? We can do our part though. We can do it bigger. We can do it better. Because when we invest in our product, man, that thing is super. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing like HBCU sports, man. Ain't nothing like HBCU campuses. Ain't nothing like them, man. Ain't nothing like them.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? And it never gives me great pride, man. Every single time up here in Ohio, wearing my Alabama A&M gear, almost everywhere I go, for people to see where I came from. You know what I'm saying? And the thing that I love, man, last but not least, I just love how so many people, when we do these shows, everybody come together. Yeah, it's trash talk, but at the end of the day, we all laugh together, we all love together, because we all definitely want to see each other win. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we may not want to see each other win on the football field or the basketball court, but we want to see everybody win as a university and do it great. So, man.
Wayne, I also want to say, if you can, with the NIL now, also if we can help support the players with certain things, with their clothing lines. We shout out to the 1871collective.com, shameless plug. But anything that you can, the players that have different things that we can support. Let's also support these student athletes and their endeavors as well, because you know they chose to come to these schools. So let's get behind them as well.
Yeah, man. And, you know, look at some of the comments. HBCUs get ready to bring athletes back to our campus. You know, I like this. Join the alumni chapter. That's you know, that's a whole nother preach word right there. You know what I'm saying? Look at Alcorn. We must hit Vicksburg and Natchez and everything in between. You know what I'm saying? For those of us not in Alabama, go to a road game and support if it's 6 hours or less. You know what I'm saying? That's something big, man. Look, every school has something different and fun to offer. Love that. And then I love this, man. I love this from Crystal. It also goes to help our own fan experience. We are doing stuff on the hill you haven't seen before on a normal college level. You won't want to miss a game across the board, all sports. I mean, there are stories that are going forth everywhere. And so, man, this has been awesome. And also shout out to the 1871 Collective. Definitely shout out to them. And also, go ahead, Jen. Go ahead.
Just kind of piggyback with Ms. Crystal. Again, I just want to applaud the A&M athletics department, and she's a part of that. The reason why I want to say this is because a lot of the things that we're seeing at the game, those have been things that fans have been requesting for a long time. And so just to show that our athletics department actually hears what we're saying and put it into practice, and I'm pretty sure what we're doing at A&M, I'm pretty sure the same thing can be done at other schools across the SWAC. So to everyone's watching, again, reach out to your athletics department. A lot of times they just, you know, they can use that, especially if you're writing checks and, you know, donating those suggestions, just to see them put that in practice. You know, just really invest your time and your energy as well as your money into your school and athletics department.
That's right. And then everyone make a plea to do better for their prospective HBCUs. No one else will save and help us.
That's it.
I mean, Jackson State, y'all got a new scoreboard in y'all basketball arena. You know,
yes, sir.
I mean, you know, Alabama State got nice facilities. You know, we got video boards on all of our facilities, which is something amazing. You know,
I like the dog houses that y'all got, man.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I mean, there's good things, man, but we just got to partake, man. So, man, this was a great show tonight, everybody. Shout out to my boy GSPNG, man. You know, man, me and this guy, we've done a good number of shows together. Shout out to his platform, Swac'n a Fool. Man, y'all know what it is. You know, everybody come together. It always be, and then also when my man be like, man, I got something to say.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then shout out to my boy Doc, man. HBCU Overdrive, man. Y'all support these fellas, man. Subscribe to these podcasts. You know, now I'm just gonna say subscribe to the healthy ones now.
I put out there, you know, when I did I put out a new intro. I had help from my boy Jay over at South Carolina State. Helped me put a new intro out, and I just wanted to see if anybody like it. And you know what I'm saying? Everybody, they said it was fire, so I'm gonna roll with it. And shout out to my my brand, my brand, Merch Sports. I'm a brand ambassador for them. FAMU alum. So shout out to him.
Nice.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Shout out to everybody. And, everybody who joined us for the first time. We be doing this thing, man. We for real about what we do here. And we about promoting not just Alabama A&M. We about promoting the HBCU culture. So, G, thank you, man. Thank you for what you do, man, for the SWAC culture. Doc, same thing to y'all, man. Thank you for what y'all do.
Thank y'all for having us on, man. Thank y'all for having us on. Some people can kind of shun us, and but thank you for having us on. Thank you for having us on.
Man,
Yeah,
I enjoy being on, even though I'm at work still. G already know how I do up here.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, man. So, like I said, everybody, make sure you hit that like, make sure you hit that share button. Y'all stay on with us here as we get ready to dismiss. Jay the Great, my boy G, my boy Doc. Shout out also to Corey. He had to dip out here a little bit early. He had some things going on. Shout out to my boy T Gooden. Shout out to my boy David Thomas, making all the great graphics, and also to DT Green. I'm your man, Wild Wayne Cartwright. Peace and love to everybody. Support your HBCU culture, and thank y'all. Next week we'll be back here on From the Hill podcast. We'll see y'all.